Hello everybody and welcome to another Gay Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. In our last episode, we managed to complete half, that's right, only half, of the main quest for Redcliffe. We were able to solve the demonic problem, the demon that was possessing poor Connor, the little boy who was the son of Arl Eamon. We were able to take care of that issue without too much bloodshed, if I do say so myself. And, but unfortunately, Arl Eamon is still fatally ill, and we believe that the only way that we can possibly revive the Arl is by seeking out the sacred ashes of Andraste. Legend has it that these ashes possess magical healing powers, and the problem is we're not exactly sure where to start to find these ashes. So that's pretty much where we are at the moment. And before we start, I wanted to... Well, before I had started recording, I actually took Zevron and Leliana with us back to Redcliffe so that they can unlock all of the chests that we had missed there. I did a bunch of selling, and now we are back here at Soldier's Peak because I wanted to show you guys the final 3 sets of Feastday Pranks and Gifts for the last 3 characters that we had acquired. So let's start with Shale. So as you know, Shale has a bird thing, and thus, what better prank than to give him an uncrushable pigeon? This pigeon coos happily, apparently comfortable in the knowledge that no force could ever crush it. I don't know how it's uncrushable, but apparently it is. So, if you can see here, Shale now has a pigeon on her back. How lovely is that? Yes. Apparently it gives her, plus 4 damage, but minus 4 dexterity and low morale. Yeah, I am not going to keep that pigeon on poor Shale there. So, I already gave her... Let's give her some nature stuff. Let's give her the large clear natural crystal and the small clear natural crystal. Looks like this crystal exudes a pungent earthy smell as if of a forest swept with rain. And it's giving us some sort of set bonus, which I'm not really sure what it is. But to make up for the uncrushable pigeon, we are going... Oh my gosh, that brought down a heck of a lot of her appeal to us. Let's go give her this pet rock, because what else would a golem want as a pet? Someone has painted a pair of eyes and a goofy smile on this rock.
Ooh, shiny.
Please enter a name for Shale's pet rock. Huh. Well, let's see. In honor of my very first LP, my Mass Effect 3 LP, I think I'm going to call this rock Steve. Yes, you are now Steve Rock. Let's see what happens when we use the pet rock. Oh, nice, there's Steve. Very nice. And then I can pick it back up. Okay. So next, let's go to Zevron. Now everybody knows Zevron's personality, and because of that, the prank for Zevron is it even here? Oh, I didn't even pull it out. Oh no, here it is. A chastity belt. This iron girdle looks distinctively uncomfortable. A sturdy lock keeps the loins secure. Yes, Zevron didn't particularly care for that. Zevron gets plus 5 armor, messy kills, because I guess he's so ticked off, he's a lot messier with his kills, but minus 2 dex. Low morale to remove use key. Yeah. Where exactly is the key for this thing? Yes, there it is. The key to that. I love how you can't just remove it normally. You actually have to use the key to remove the chastity belt. Key to Zevron's chastity belt. Okay, good. So, but to make up for it, we will give Zevron this rare Antivan brandy. Pulling the stopper from the bottle reveals hints of exotic passion fruit. The alcohol content is low by local standards, just enough to keep the conversation flowing, as the Antivans say.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
And Zevron can imbibe brandy to become more suave. So why don't we go use this?
Now that is more like it.
Very good. Very, very good. Alright. And then last but not least, we have Ogles. The prank for Ogles is scented soap. Because Ogren is not necessarily the cleanest member in our group, if you've noticed. This bar of brightly colored soap smells of elf fruit blossoms.
As if I needed that.
Removes grime and leaves the user smelling fresh. So actually, if you use this bar of soap,
Thunder Humper.
if you had blood all over you, using that soap would remove it. But that's okay, Ogles. Here, I'll give you this beard flask. Fashioned from Nug's stomach. This fascinating dwarven device is like a loose-fitting muzzle that sits beneath the beard and keeps the drinker's alcohol accessible even after he loses feeling in his arm. That's glorious.
By my ancestors, this is a wonderful gift!
Glad you think so, Ogles. Ogren can indulge in his drinking habit when we use it.
Now that's what I like to see.
Ooh. Looks like that might have healed an injury or something. I think that gave him some sort of a bonus. The booze doesn't seem to slow Ogren down, it just gets him started. Bonus to strength. Okay, that gave him a bonus to strength. And it looks like the Antivan brandy... Yeah, Zevron is relaxed. Bonus to dexterity, which is pretty cool. As awesome as these items are, I don't want to really clutter up my inventory with them. So, but they definitely are useful in game. But you know, I think I'm just gonna store those there. Okay. So let's go back to camp. Actually, yeah. Before we go back to camp, why don't we might as well chat with some of our companions. I think I'll chat with them here in Soldier's Peak instead of at the camp, just for a slight change in scenery. But with Zevron, I would like to butter Zevron up a little bit, because he's still 58 neutral with us. So he kinda likes shiny things. So why don't we give him this shiny gold ring?
How nice.
Well, maybe he doesn't like that particular shiny thing. How about this small silver ring? A thin silver band set with a single gemstone.
How nice.
Okay, fine. You don't like those? Then... How about this dirty pair of pantaloons, Zevron?
How nice.
Yeah, Zevron's being really stubborn right now, so I'm just gonna start dumping him with stuff like, you know, the pantaloons and the tangled ball of yarn.
How nice.
And he's still 62. Oh, he's 62. He's kind of warm. Ogren. Let's give him some ale.
That looks fine indeed.
He always could use more ale. And I think Shale's okay. Shale's 69. Yeah, I think that's okay. How's it going, Zev?
What say you?
Care to answer some questions?
By all means.
So tell me more about your adventures, Zev.
Well, the only one that's really worth telling is the story of the mission right before I came to Ferelden. But no, I would rather not. I shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, why not? What's the problem?
Nothing that I would prefer to speak of. Perhaps another day, I'm sorry.
Well, alright. I'll talk to you about that later then. Is there anything else you wanna Talk to me about Zevron?
What say you?
I want to ask something personal.
Again? I'm game.
Maybe not. all it said was, I want
What
you to
say
leave,
you?
and I don't want him to leave.
By all means.
Let's move on. Alright, how about Shale? Or Ogren, actually.
Right here, old pal.
Aw, he thinks I'm his old pal. I'd like to know more about you.
What about?
Do you feel homesick for Orzammar yet?
I do. A bit. A little bit.
I bet. I miss my home too.
I guess we're all a bunch of whimpering softies in the end. Anyhow, let's keep moving. If anyone finds out I was getting all mopey, I'd lose my reputation.
Fully understand, Ogles.
Right here, old pal. What about?
Yeah, got nothing else to say, Ogles.
Alright. Alright then.
How about Shale?
It speaks.
I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Alright, let's move on.
On then.
Alright, you guys aren't very talkative. Then I'm just gonna go back to camp. Let's go back to camp. And talk with the rest of our companions. Let's see. Zevron, Morrigan, 78 friendly. I think Morrigan actually will appreciate this gemmed bracelet. A delicate golden bracelet adorned with small sparkling gems.
Interesting.
Or maybe not. How about gold earrings? A pair of polished gold hoop earrings.
Interesting.
Alright. Gold amulet? A gold amulet suspended by a chain of delicate gold links.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Finally got you something you really liked. That brings you up to 86. Roland, Liliana, Alistair. These guys are all really high. Sten is really high. Wynn's really high. Shale, decently high. Ogren. Zevron's really the one that I want to butter up a little bit more. How about this ancient map of the Imperium? An antique wine-stained map showing the boundaries of the ancient Tevinter Imperium.
How nice.
And this etched silver symbol. A simple, holy symbol made of etched silver.
How nice.
And a totem. A small wooden totem with figures of demons and other strange beasts carved into it.
How nice.
And a silver brooch. A large gemstone in an intricate silver setting. A small pin on its back allows it to be attached to clothing.
How nice.
And a silver medallion. Silver necklace adorned with a large silver medallion. Which I'm sure Zevron's like, how nice.
How nice.
I'm pretty much dumping all of these to Zevron because I don't really see myself having use of them to anyone else. And we'll throw in a lamb bone.
How nice.
And some wine.
How nice.
Alright, now he's 69. Try to get him up to 70. Have this book. The Gearins of Ferelden, a genealogical history. This book traces the line of Arl Eamon back to the time of the Alamari clans. Doesn't seem to have been read much.
How nice.
Hopefully that'll get him up to 70. Alright, well he's warm. I think that's good for now. I just had a lot of gifts. A lot of gifts. And, you know, I have these two left, but I'm going to save these for now. Alright. There's a bunch of stuff that I could store, but I'll do that later. Let's keep talking to people. Morrigan, do you have anything else to say? You know, since we've slain your mother.
What comes, my friend?
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
So Flemeth is dead. What now?
Now I have enough time to study Mother's grimoire to find a way to prevent her from stealing my body in the future. For she will be back. One day, I have no doubt of that. And if I cannot protect myself, one day I will track her down again in whatever body she inhabits, and she will die again and again if need be. But there is no need to think of such things now. I have you to thank for saving me, so let us return to the task of dealing with the Darkspawn, no?
Sure. You know you can always rely on me, right? I mean, because we're friends.
Too much could happen in days to come to make such promises. Yet I am grateful.
Oh?
Let us go. There is much to be done before... There is still much to be done.
That's a rather odd thing to say, Morrigan. Alright then. Alright. Sten! My man, Sten.
I have been mistaken.
Oh? You only noticed this now?
Enjoy this while it lasts. It won't happen again. You are a soldier worthy to stand among the Beresad. I did not think so when we first met.
What changed your mind?
You did, of course. The day will come when the Arishok sends us here. On that day, I will not look to find you on the battlefield.
Thank you, I guess? He's essentially saying, when my people strike your people, I will not outright try to kill you. So, that's progress, thanks. You think the Qunari will invade Ferelden?
In time. There is no point in dwelling on it. We should move on.
I want to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
What did you mean about human wisdom?
Perhaps if humans sought wisdom beyond the walls of chantries, they might find it now and then.
Don't Qunari have places of worship?
Qunari do not worship.
But you have priests.
Guides along the path to mastery. You build roads, but you must walk them with your own feet. There is little point in pursuing this. We should move on.
Very interesting. I had another question.
Very well.
There is some wisdom in the chant, you know.
Then someone should release it into the wild. It is in danger of dying out.
Well, what do you have against the chantry?
3 exalted marches and the Tevinter Imperium.
Touché.
Tell me, where is the wisdom in crying for a derelict god to save you?
The Maker isn't a derelict.
No, he is an excuse. My people have a tale. A great Ashkari during his travels came upon a village in the desert. There he found the houses crumbling, the earth so dry and dead that the people tied themselves to each other for fear a strong wind would carry the ground out from under their feet. Nothing grew there except the bitter memory of gardens. The Ashkari stopped the first man he saw and asked what happened here. Drought came, and the world changed from prosperity to ruin, the man told him.
So what happened?
Change it back, the Ashkari replied. The villager became angry then, believing the Ashkari mocked him, for no one could simply change the world on a whim. To which the Ashkari answered, "Then change yourself. You make your own world."
That's an interesting story. And again, I'm talking as Angelus, because Angelus is a religious man. Sometimes you need faith in a higher power to change.
Sometimes people use faith as an excuse not to change.
Well, that's true too.
Believe in whatever you like, absent creators or whimsical gods. Follow prophets or Ashkari or omens in the earth and sky. You will find wisdom only if you seek it. Hashera, we should move on.
I mean, I don't disagree with the things Sten is saying. I think that quite often it's very easy for people to use the Maker as an excuse, or, you know, I think it's easy for people to depend solely on the Maker and not make changes, themselves. So that's valid. I had another question.
Very well.
So what do you believe in then?
When your people join us, you'll find out.
Okay. So you think the Canari are coming to convert us?
Our ships will come to these shores, and the Antam will bring this land to the Kyun. I will hope that I do not live to see that day. Harshera, we should move on.
Another question, maybe?
Very well.
No, that's enough. That's enough. I've drilled you with questions enough for now, Sten.
Then I suggest we move on.
We shall. Let's go.
As you wish.
Sten approves +1. Okay. 94 friendly. Hey, Win.
What's on your mind?
I'm not sure if I have anything to ask you about the circle.
I will answer to the best of my ability.
I didn't think so. Schmooples? Liliana?
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Let's have another tale.
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Let's see.
Which one?
Well, seeing how we're about to go after Andraste's sacred ashes, what do you know about Andraste?
Andraste was the Maker's chosen. The Maker had long since abandoned the world when the sound of her singing turned his ear. Beauty, grace, and wisdom enraptured him, and he offered to take her from this flawed world to become his divine bride. But Andraste had an earthly husband and would not forsake him. Instead, she beseeched the Maker to return to his people once more. So earnest was her plea that the Maker was moved and promised that he would create a paradise on earth if all abandoned their false gods and turned once more to him. And this is why Andraste began her exalted march on the idolaters of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker granted her his powers with which to smite her enemies. Andraste brought the Imperium to its knees, and her victories converted many to the worship of the Maker.
How did Andraste die?
Alas, it was the frailties of men that betrayed and killed Andraste. Her earthly husband, Maferath, a chieftain of the Alamari tribes himself, grew jealous as his wife's popularity and influence overshadowed his own. She was also revered as the Maker's betrothed, and Maferath began to see their own bond waning in significance as Andraste became ever more devoted to the Maker. Out of envy and spite, Maferath made a pact with the Archon Hysarian of Tevinter, allowing his beloved Andraste to be ambushed and captured.
Wow.
Andraste was burned at the stake in Minrathous, the capital of Tevinter.
Wow. But Tevinter has a chantry. Well, I think this is a valid question. This is a valid question to ask. Why did the Maker not save her with his power?
I have thought on this too. Did he withdraw his sight from her at that moment? Where were all the powers he bestowed upon her? This question has come to me many times, and I have no answer. Perhaps there was no way for Andraste to return to the Maker but through her death. We will never know for sure.
Alright, well thank you. Very insightful, Liliana. It's good to know a little bit of history before we go after those ashes, assuming that they actually do exist. I don't know if Zev has anything new to say in the camp.
What say you?
Can you teach others to be an assassin?
I could teach others, but not yourself. First, I would need someone who has training as a rogue. That is, unless you would care to spend the years it takes to gain the fundamentals. But if there should be such a person who desires this training, yes, by all means, send them to me. The crows are already furious, no? I shall enjoy tweaking their nose further.
Okay. Assassin unlocked.
What say you?
I don't know if I actually have any more questions left.
By all means.
Yeah, we already learned about his adventures, and one of them he's not quite ready to talk to us about yet. And that's fine. Perfectly fine. Hey there. Sky wags his tail and looks at Sten.
Yes, it is good to have my sword at my side again. I call her Asala, the soul, my soul. She is forged from rare blue steel and has served me faithfully for many years.
He sits down and...
Yes. You understand what it is like to have a weapon that is part of you. Few others do.
That's pretty cool. He sits down and stares at you attentively. I'll give him a pet. He rolls around happily on his back. Good doggy. Alright. And Alistair.
Something on your mind?
Let me see if I have any questions.
Of course.
Yeah, this is something I wanted to confront him about. Al, why did you keep your birthright a secret?
You never asked?
Oh, that's... I guess that's a fair response. Did you not trust me? I thought we were friends.
We are friends. I didn't mean to... It wasn't supposed to... Oh, let me explain. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then, after the battle, when I should have told you... I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
I guess it's similar to saying, how do you just tell someone that you're gay? I guess I can kind of see where he's coming with that. What direction he's coming with that. It's come up, Alistair. You've been avoiding it.
Yes, well, I suppose part of me kind of liked you not knowing.
You enjoy not telling me?
It's just that anyone who's ever found out has treated me differently afterwards. I was the bastard prince instead of just being Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
I think I can understand that. I would hate to inform someone of something about myself that especially something that I had absolutely no control over, and have that be how I'm labeled. Like, I'm not Alistair. I am, the kid who ended up being the son of the illegitimate son of King Merrick. Kind of like with my personal experiences, I really don't. I can't stand the concept, at least personally. I can't stand the concept of being somebody's token gay friend. Like, if somebody meets me for the first time and if they somehow realize that I'm gay relatively early in the relationship, it kind of bothers me if that's what I'm known for by this person. It's like, oh, this is my gay friend. I'm not just me. It's me, but it's me as his or her gay friend. And so I don't know. I just hate being the gay sidekick or the friend of mine who happens to be gay. It's just I can see where you're coming from there, Alistair. And I don't think people necessarily treat me differently because of it, but it's just a way of thinking. But I don't know, just a little pet peeve of mine. Well, it doesn't sound stupid at all.
For all the good it does me, my blood seems certain to haunt me no matter what I do. I guess I should be thankful that Al Eamon is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's alright. Oh, I hope he's alright. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. It was a dumb thing to do.
Oh, Alistair. I forgive you, Al. Of course I forgive you. But like I said, come on, no more secrets between us, okay? No more secrets. Don't worry about it, Alistair. No harm done.
I guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like coming out. Now that I've told you, it's a big relief. I've got this big, I've got this big, you know, burden lifted from me. So technically, Alistair kind of came out to us, not in Angelus's way, but in his way, because of his circumstances that are slightly different from mine, but similar. Okay, so we've talked to pretty much everyone. Rory, as you know, I had spoken to before the end of the last episode. So let us go ahead and continue on with our mission. So we need to go. Well, we need to go find Brother Genitivi in Denerim, because he apparently is the great scholar that might know how to find the sacred, the urn of the sacred ashes of Andraste. But first, I wanted to take care of some side missions on the map before we do that. So let's take Shale.
Yes.
Let's take Ogles.
Uh-huh.
And let's take Rory.
Of course.
Alright. Where are we right now? We're at Soldier's Peak. So why don't we go... Why don't we go... outskirts, ruins, forest, the caravan. Well, we have a bunch of caravans, and there's a battlefield here. There's a civil war over there. Yeah, let's go to the battlefield first, because it's right there. I'll try to do this systematically. Oh.
Right.
Soldier's diary. This is a soldier's diary. His last entries relate their desperate efforts to run from the Darkspawn army. Every trick they used to evade pursuit failed. His last words, growls everywhere, no time. Brothers and sons, you found the conscripts of Company East Hill, dead to a man. Report this unfortunate news to the Chantry Board. Oh, we didn't get here in time, unfortunately.